Fallout Season 2 just released, and the first episode of the season dropped with a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Since then, this rating has dipped a little bit, but it's still highly rated, and it was a great start to the season, with much more coming throughout the next 7 weeks. But today I want to go over some of the key parts of the first episode of Season 2, which was titled The Innovator. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of the Fallout TV show and the Fallout video games, make sure you subscribe to this channel as I cover all of the Fallout games on this channel, and I will be posting weekly breakdowns, theories, and character lores for the TV show. You can also click the link in the pinned comment of this video to join my Fallout Discord server, where you can find other people to discuss all things Fallout with. The opening scene appears to be in LA, but this scene quickly jumps into a protest where humans are seen attacking a Mr. Handy robot. The signs that the people are holding in this scene makes it very clear that the humans are being replaced in the workplace by robots, which I guess is Amazon's way of approaching the AI replacing humans problem that we're currently seeing in real life. The next part of this scene really confused me at first, because we see Robert House on the TV, but Robert House on the TV is being played by Rafi Silver. And if you've been following the show, you would have seen the articles about Robert House being casted by Justin Theroux, who is seen sitting at the back of the bar watching the TV. So this scene caught me off guard at first, because I figured they would have just recasted Robert House and never show a flashback of the old Robert. But what I think this is that the Robert House in the bar is the real Robert, and the Robert on the TV is a body double. Clearly, people aren't happy with Robert House, and this could have been something that Robert knew would eventually happen. So he could have hired a decoy to act as the face of the company to take all the hate and the threats. If that's the case, it definitely worked, as he's able to go into a public bar during a Robco protest where everyone hates Robert House, and no one there even knows who he is. Another big theory online currently is that one of the Roberts is the real Robert, and the other Robert is actually Anthony House, who is Robert's half-brother. But I'm not sure if that will be the case, because Anthony and Robert don't like each other, and I don't think Anthony would willingly take the heat for Robert. But if Amazon wanted to make some small changes, I guess there could be a chance that the man in the bar is Anthony, and is plotting against Robert to take Robert's place and pretend to be Robert after he's dead. Whoever this man is, but I'm thinking it's Robert, brings 3 of the men from the bar to his car, and then offers them money to let him stick a device to the back of their head. They point out that they could obviously just take that money from him, and that's when things go wrong, and it's revealed that that device is a mind control device, which I'm sure will play a big role this season. And I think we may have seen something similar to this back in the first season, and it was used on the dogs at the Enclave facility. After seeing this, there is a chance that whoever is pretending to be Robert on the TV actually has one of these mind control devices on the back of his head that we just can't see yet. The next scene takes place at Novac, which is an iconic location from the Fallout New Vegas game, and we get our first look at the Great Khans. I'm sure we'll see more of them later in the season, but this was easily the best scene in the episode. The only small issue that I had with it was that the dinosaur that Lucy was standing in was backwards. In the game, the dinosaur faces away from the building, but for this scene, I guess they needed to turn it around to allow Lucy to shoot down on them. It's not that big of a deal, but it is something I noticed. I've also seen a lot of people complain about there being a pool at Novac in the show when there wasn't a pool in the game. And personally, I don't get that. Like, we're talking about a motel in Nevada. There probably should have been a pool there in the game. But the next scene did have a very important detail in it, which was easily missed. While in the car with Janie, she asks Cooper where they're going. Cooper knows that the bombs will drop soon and is trying to get them close to a vault. But his answer to her question is that he's taking them to Bakersfield. If you haven't played any of the Fallout games, then there's a chance that you don't know about Bakersfield or the vault that was built there. I'm gonna be talking about the Bakersfield vault in a future video, but basically Vault 12, which was the vault that was built in Bakersfield, was designed to have a malfunctioning door, which resulted in everyone in the vault either dying or turning into a ghoul. This could explain how Cooper turned into a ghoul and how he's still searching for his daughter nearly 200 years later, as she may also be a ghoul. We also see the Vault Tech rep in this scene, which is a callback to Fallout 4, where the game starts with you talking to a Vault Tech rep right before the bombs drop, and you can later find that Vault Tech rep as a ghoul later in the game. Now, I don't think that the Vault Tech rep in the show is the exact same one in Fallout 4. The Fallout TV show and Fallout 4 take place on different sides of the country, so I don't think that this is the same person. But there's no denying that this scene was made to look like a pre-war version of Sanctuary from Fallout 4, and we may even see that Vault-Tec rep later on in the season as a ghoul in New Vegas. Back in the vault, Steph has become the new overseer for Vault 32. After the dwellers in Vault 33 discovered that everyone in Vault 32 was dead, they decided to split their group in half, and move one half into Vault 32 to rebuild, and Steph is now the new overseer for Vault 32, which means she's in charge of that vault. But she's also a member of Bud's Buds, and was born before the bombs dropped but was frozen in Vault 31, making her over 240 years old. This is something that we discovered at the end of Season 1 when Norm broke into Vault 31 and found Bud's Buds cryogenically frozen. Of course, this is a secret that she's living with right now, but I feel like Chet is going to be the one to catch on to it. In the wasteland, Lucy and the ghoul follow Hank's tracks to a Starlight drive-in. We then find out that behind the screen at the drive-in is the door to Vault 24. Vault 24 was a piece of scrapped content from New Vegas, so we really didn't know much about it until now, when we find out that this vault was doing experiments with the brain-computer interface chips, which are the mind control devices from the start of the episode. It appears that they were used in Vault 24 to convert the vault dwellers into communists, but this experiment ultimately failed, just like a majority of Vault-Tec experiments. Hank doesn't appear to be in the vault anymore and must have stopped here for some form of information on those interface chips, but leaves a message behind for Lucy telling her to go home. Norm has been locked away in Vault 31 this entire episode and is battling starvation. His options are death by Bud, death by starvation, or freezing himself in Hank's cryogenic chamber. But he decides to take option number 4 and thaws out all of Bud's buds, which will definitely cause some huge problems this season for vault dwellers in Vaults 32 and 33. And finally, the episode ends with Hank McLean arriving at an unknown Vault-Tec lab, which I think is under New Vegas. This is not Vault 24 where Lucy and the ghoul are, but it's here that Hank will continue his work with the brain-computer interface chip. You can hear him leaving a message for someone which I think will end up being Robert House, and it seems like he's doing all of this to earn a promotion. This might sound like a job promotion, but I think he's really after gaining some form of power and control of the people in New Vegas, and those mind control chips will help him get it. He may even be trying to integrate himself into New Vegas, but that's something that we'll have to talk about later. And that's pretty much everything that happened in episode 1 of the second season of Fallout. I personally really enjoyed this episode and I'm looking forward to seeing where this season goes. This was a slower episode, but it's being used to set the stage for something much bigger. But next week we'll dive into episode 2 and I'll be doing another breakdown video just like this one. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And thank you for watching.